So, what's tugging at your heart, and what should we do about it? What are some of the things that tug at our hearts, and what should we do about those things? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Wes. I appreciate everyone being here. And today, as you can see, we have a little bit of a different of a backdrop here. And I'm here at this river, and a lot of tugboats come up and down this river sometimes. There's actually a little small boat going by right now. But I thought about coming out here and making a video. And I got thinking about the tugboats that come by, and it made me think about what are some of the things that tug on our heart. You know, what are some of the things that pull at our heart, and what should we do about it? And I'm out here. I'm hoping that I can catch one coming by here in a little bit, but we'll see. So, what are some of the things that pull at us, that tug at our heart? Well, I think it's going to be different for everybody. For some of us, we do all that we can within ourselves and for ourselves. You know, we've been doing the work for a period of time, and we've been going within and trying to face the fears and resolve all the blockages that exist within ourselves. And we've made a great deal of progress for some of us. And for those folks, I think that maybe some of the things that can tug on our hearts is when it comes to our loved ones and our family and our extended family and our close friends and things like that. Sometimes whenever maybe we can see that this person, you know, sometimes it's easier to see something in somebody else than it is to see things in ourselves. But once we have done the work and we've, you know, spent a period of time looking within ourselves with great intention, and we've made great progress, and once we've done that, then it becomes even easier to not only see things within ourselves, but to see things within others as well. So for some folks, maybe what tugs on our heart is kind of what's going on with some of our loved ones and some of our family members. Sometimes we can see that you know, this person, they're right there on the cusp of succeeding at whatever they're trying to do, but they keep being their own worst enemy. They keep shooting themselves in the foot for whatever reason, and maybe that's because they have something within themselves that they haven't addressed yet. You know, maybe there's some kind of fear that they're hanging on to, or some kind of bitterness or resentment that causes them to just always kind of be their own worst enemy. So that's one way that we can potentially, or that things can potentially tug at our heart. I mean, there's an infinite number of ways, and I'm just kind of thinking of a couple that I've thought about. Or maybe you're somebody who hasn't necessarily been doing the work, but you know, you're a believer. Maybe you go to church, maybe you don't, you know, but maybe you haven't been doing the work. Maybe you've kind of had your head in the sand a little bit and just kind of been ignoring the world around you and hoping that it would just go away. And there's probably a lot of us out there like that. You know, that's probably where the vast majority of us lie right now as a human civilization. There's so many of us out there with our heads in the sand, unfortunately, denying what we see, denying what our senses tell us, and just pretending like everything's just fine. Well, I believe that things are different now than they were 20 or 30 years ago, or even more recent. We're just living in a different time, and things are so much different now than they've ever been. And there's a tremendous sector of the population who just wants to continue on living the way they always have, the way that things have always been. And we just can't do that anymore if we want to have a successful life by and large, because it almost feels like the rules of the game have changed, because again, things are just so much different now in so many different ways. So for some of those folks who may kind of have their head in the sand, or who may have just kind of been ignoring and denying all of the signs all around them for a period of time, if they feel a tug on their heart, well, maybe it's God trying to tell them, hey, buddy, you need to look within. You know, you need to go inside yourself and see what some of these things are that are holding you back. You know, so that's another thing that could potentially be pulling at us and be tugging at us. And for some of those folks too, and I know it's terrifying, because I mean, I'm kind of on the other end of it here, you know. I mean, it is absolutely terrifying to look within and to come to that wall within yourself where it feels terrifying. And then anything beyond that wall just feels like something that's completely out of our grasp and out of our reach completely, because just even confronting whatever that wall is that's within ourselves, it's just so frightening and terrifying. But I'm living proof. Once you face and confront that terrifying thing within yourself and you walk straight through it, having faith that God's going to carry you through and that nothing can hurt you. Once you do that, well, that fear, whatever that thing was within you that was causing all these blocks and things, it just melts away. It just dissolves away. And we learn so many more new things about ourselves on the other side of that, okay? So I encourage anyone to do that, to face your fears, and for some of us, it's a little thing that we just don't feel like dealing with, maybe a minor annoyance within us, and for others, it's a much bigger thing within ourselves that kind of keeps us from looking within and addressing it. What are some of the things that can come of our lives if we don't do that? If we don't do the work. I mean, honestly, I started doing the work, I would like to think anyway, after I had this motorcycle wreck back in 2015. So it's been a good 10 years that I've at least kind of had it in my mind, but it wasn't really until 2019 when I really started thinking more heavily, more regularly, like, hey, maybe there's something more here, maybe I need to investigate myself a little bit, because I've always had this kind of feeling that's like something's missing. So it was really 2019 whenever I kind of really started focusing with great intention on trying to discover what was missing. And then in 2023 is when I really discovered what had been missing all along within myself, which was the understanding and the knowing that all the answers are within us already. The kingdom is within you. Kingdom is within all of us, okay? But what can some of our lives tend to look like if we just bury our head in the sand forevermore? Well, and why do we do some of those things? Well, I mean, our heart, it's not gonna be good, it's gonna start looking like we don't want our hearts to look, honestly. I mean, it's going to be filled with bitterness and resentment, which are not good at all. And we're probably much more prone to be susceptible to different diseases and illnesses as well, because what our life is what our heart is, okay? Our heart is a reflection, all right? Or our life is a reflection of what we are on the inside, of what our heart is, okay? So if our heart is filled with bitterness and resentment and darkness and anger and all these unresolved emotions and unexpressed feelings, if it's just brimming with all of these things, and that's what our life is going to be, we're going to be living a life of bitterness and resentment. We're going to be being hateful to everybody. We're going to be complaining about everything. We're going to be blaming others. We're not going to have a happy life, and even if we pretend like we are and we lie to ourselves, we're not going to have a happy life, and we're certainly not going to be lifting anyone up around us. We're going to be doing the opposite, as a matter of fact. We're going to be bringing others around us down if we hold on to all that bitterness and resentment and all that darkness and anger within our heart, okay? So we have to face our fears and get on the other side of all of those things that are within us and let God do his work, let him take it from us. We can pray the prayers and pray for God to come into us, pray for Jesus Christ to come into our heart and to take all of our burdens from us. But I think there's more to it than that, okay? We have to do the work. We have to try, okay? We have to go within. We have to do more than just ask God to take it from us. In some circumstances, maybe not. Maybe in some circumstances he'll just come in and take it from us clean. Maybe for some of those people who have had such a awful, painful experience of a life and such hurt, such deep hurt within them that it's impossible for them to look at it. Maybe God will come through and just take it all from them without them even looking any further. And for those people who may have had just a horrible experience in this life, then I pray that that's the case. I pray that God does take it all from them, and so that they can more easily look within themselves without just being completely overwhelmed by the terror. But for those of us who are able to go within, who know that there's this fear within, but are still able to do it or able to face it, then do it. I encourage everybody to do it, because what's on the other side of that is more beautiful than anything that you could ever imagine, okay? So whatever tugs on your heartstring, listen to it, okay? That's kind of your intuition trying to talk to you as well, okay? Whatever you feel your heart telling you, listen to it, okay? If it's telling you to help out another individual, to help out another friend, well, you might want to think about doing that. If it's telling you to look within yourself, well, you might want to think about doing that, okay? If it's telling you not to do something, you might want to think about doing that. But listen to your heart and do your level best to do what it tells you to do, because your heart won't ever lie to you. Our heart can become tainted and filled with darkness and bitterness and resentment, like I said. And in cases like that, maybe it can lie to us. I don't know. And it can certainly cause our life to feel like it's just closing in on us whenever we don't address what's inside of us, okay? So I encourage everyone, listen to your heart. Find the things tugging on your heart and go down that path. Follow the breadcrumbs, okay? So listen to your intuition. Listen to what God's trying to tell you. He's trying to answer your prayers. Most of us just can't hear it because we're in our own way, because we have so much going on in our consciousness. So we have to, again, learn to quiet and still our mind, take a break from the shiny rectangle and the social media and everything. Take some time just for yourself, whether it's getting up before everybody else in the house or staying up a little bit later after everybody's gone to bed. Find time for yourself where it's just quiet and still, and you can go to God and you can hear your intuition, okay? And then act on it. Don't just hear it. Don't be a hearer of the word. Be a doer of the word, okay? Listen to your intuition. Hear what God's telling you, what direction He's trying to lead your life, and then go that way. Now, I know I'm sitting here, it sounds like I'm telling everybody what to do, like it's just so easy. It's not that easy, y'all. It's very, very difficult, okay? I'm living proof of that too. Every single day feels like a battle sometimes. So if you get up, don't get discouraged, okay? Because you will fall, you will fail. We all will, okay? It's inevitable. We're all falling. We have to repent whenever we fall short, like we inevitably will, and we have to get back up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward, keep pressing forward. So I just encourage everyone to do that. Keep pressing forward. Look within yourself. Develop that higher sense of awareness. Find the quiet and still place so you can hear your intuition, and listen to your heart. Listen to what it's telling you and follow that guidance, okay? And you'll never go wrong. Anyway, just wanted to come on here for a few minutes, and unfortunately, I guess we're not going to get to catch a tugboat here in live action here this morning. So anyway, I pray everyone has a blessed day and hope everyone's doing well, and we'll talk to y'all again soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.